Excuse me, and good morning. I'm Barrett, and welcome to the 10th episode of What a Twist. This is our Make Love Not War edition. All the topics today are going to be war-related. Our first one for today is a Netflix original called War Machine, and we're going to watch the trailer for it right now.
I'm just trying to work this thing out. The president gave me a job to do.
Damn it, Glenn. What do we tell you? No more troops. Don't ask for more troops. What do?
You ask for 40,000.
Hang on, Dick. You're cutting out. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, something's wrong.
It says that this is based on a true story.
I can hear you.
If that's true, it's actually fucking terrifying. He walks around like he has a broom handle shoved up his ass.
This one is a bitch, right?
Nothing about war is easy. I didn't come here to manage this
Ben
war, and I sure
Kingsley?
as shit didn't come here to close it out. Come here to win. Mr. President, you need to behave like a leader.
But I am behaving like a leader. I'm unavailable.
This country won't fight at night. That country won't fight in the snow.
We cannot help them and kill them at the same time. It just ain't humanly possible.
You think the Americans call us motherfuckers all day?
See that guy there with the short blonde hair? Do you remember Weird Science back in the 80s? He's the blonde-haired kid from Weird Science.
Gotta get me some
And then Topher Grace is in this.
Need to get me some goddamn cut-through.
I love the way he fucking runs.
This dinner's for Afghanistan, and you've got the gall to kick the only Afghan in the room off my goddamn table.
Boss, I'm pretty sure the Afghan ambassador here is from Afghanistan.
Men are imperfect creatures. Left to their own devices, all they really want to do is play with their dick and eat chicken.
Got punched in the dick. That's your war injury.
Let me come with you. Okay, I'm coming with you. I'm going with you. What should I do?
Oh shit. Alright, there you go. That was the trailer for War Machine. It was released in 2017 and has a rating of TV mature. Its running time is just over 2 hours. As you can see, Brad Pitt plays this wound tight general who is fighting in Afghanistan and wants to earn a special medal or, prove that he's defeated his enemy, and it just politics and everything else you could imagine stops from achieving this goal or dream that he has. Like I say, it's based on a true story. That kind of fucking scares me at the same time as making me laugh my ass off. I thought this was a good show, and if it looked like it might be something that you'd enjoy, I highly recommend you guys check it out. Now, our next entry today is a movie called Ghosts of War. It's on Netflix right now, but it's released by Ingenious Media, and here we go. Here's the trailer.
The outpost is 30 miles over those hills. Let's move out.
Who are we babysitting this time?
Not a who. A mansion. Yowza.
Speaking of my whole neighborhood in Queens.
It's supposed to be a big deal when the 82nd Airborne came through and pushed out the Nazi high command.
This is a life, boys.
You hear that?
Recognize some of the actors in this show. The only one I really recognize, though, you don't see in this trailer, and it's the actor Billy Zane. But
We stay here. We're fishing a barrel.
We're staying.
show's actually kind of creepy.
The Nazis who took over the house.
It says what happened to the family who lived here.
This ain't right, man. This place is bad juju.
I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. This place is haunted. Everything we experience, it's what the Nazis did to the family that lived here. Let's get out of this house.
It's just, this movie was going in the direction that this trailer makes you think it is. It's just some kind of horror movie like set in World War II, but there's a twist at the end that almost, like, it practically ruined this movie for me.
We can't leave. It won't let us leave. This isn't real. This isn't real.
This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real.
Ooh, spooky, spooky. All right, there you go. That was Ghosts of War. It was released in 2020, and as I said before, it's from Ingenious Media. It has a rating of R, and its running time is just over an hour and a half. Like I said, the movie was going in one direction for the majority of it, and then 15 or 20 minutes from the end, there was this twist that I just didn't really like. However, it might not bother anybody else. Other people might think it's funny or, just be able to get over it. But for me, it practically ruined it. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. You can, pay for the ride and take your chances, give it a shot, and maybe you'll like it and maybe you won't. But that was Ghosts of War, and, check it out if you want to. The next one on our list today is a Netflix documentary called The Greatest Events of World War II in Color. So here's the trailer for it.
When a political fanatic hijacked a civilized nation, the world is taken by surprise.
The Germans attacked with an inferior army, but superior in their mentality.
Wave after wave of Nazi bombers head for London.
Luftwaffe believed that...
And all of a sudden they weren't. Yeah, the Battle of Britain kind of turned the tide of the war.
Just 2 hours, the Japanese crippled the American Pacific.
Pearl Harbor was fucking nasty.
Dramatic opening of any war in almost all human history.
The American people in their righteous might will win.
Hitler's hunger for Soviet territory is all-consuming.
If Stalingrad falls, that's it for the Soviet Union.
The largest land invasion force in history storms the Normandy beaches.
Great footage. Like, it looks really fucking good, man.
World history. Was the Dresden Blitz justified?
I don't know, a lot of civilians died in the Dresden bombing.
They sat and discussed how you destroy people on an industrial scale.
Nothing in the human experience had prepared anybody for such.
I think that's what was left of Hiroshima after they dropped that atomic bomb.
Complete and utter devastation.
Rare footage, expertly restored in full color, tells the stories of World
No, it's not some movie or something. Like, these were real fucking people. Some of them were like 16 or 17 years old fighting in that fucking war. It was fucking crazy. Well, there you go. That was The Greatest Events of World War II in Color. It was released in 2019 and has a rating of TV 14. There's only the one season for it, but let me tell you something. As far as World War II documentaries go, this one's pretty damn good. Gives a lot of information and presents it in, as they said, restored footage with color, and it looks pretty goddamn amazeballs. I really liked it, and if you're a fan of true documentaries of that nature, you'll really like this one as well. Our next entry for today is another Netflix documentary called Five Came Back, and we're going to watch the trailer for it right now.
Stop thinking and follow me, cried Hitler. I will make you masters of the world.
A lot of people laughed. He was a clown. It worked so evil. It was a comedy.
America stands at the crossroads of its destiny.
In the early years of Hitler's rise, moviegoing had become an essential part of American culture.
Yeah, so these five fuckers were working in Hollywood. I think one or two of them were from the East Coast. And they went and became filmmakers, which gave the public all their information about what was going on. And the shit they went through. These guys had fucking balls of steel.
These documentaries were powerful for American audiences.
The footage proved that the enormity of the task was worth it.
We had an enormous story to tell. The greatest heroes, the greatest villains on the world stage.
This was real filmmaking.
This is the people's war. It is our war.
Yeah, and then getting, you know, Guillermo del Toro and Steven Spielberg and Paul Greengrass, like all amazing directors. Sure, they have their reasons for wanting to come and do this, but fuck me, man.
Yet, coming out of it, each one made their greatest film.
I believe a film should have something to say. I think it should make people think and feel long after they've left the theater.
Nothing could prepare anyone for the intensity of the conflict.
Nothing would
change the world.
How could you be prepared to fucking come across a concentration camp? Fucking crazy. Well, there you go. That was 5 Came Back. It was released in 2017, so it's a few years old. It has a rating of TV mature. It's got some pretty graphic content. You know, it's a war documentary. They show victims of the Holocaust, and that's not easy to see. It's a pretty serious show, so it might not be for everybody, but if it's something that looks like it might catch your attention, I couldn't recommend it enough. I thought it was a really good show. Our last entry for today was a little longer than usual, was an HBO original. I have a personal copy of it though. It's this amazing mini-series by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks called The Pacific, and we're going to watch the trailer for it right now.
God created everything, right? The heavens, 7 seas, Marine Corps.
That's the kid from Jurassic Park.
Gaps too, right?
This was the first time this show was the first one I saw John Bernthal in. Like, he's the guy who plays the Punisher, and he's in a ton of shows now. He was in The Walking Dead for a little bit. Rami Malek.
Wars that are fought for 100 different reasons. But this war,
This show is so fucking graphic, man.
I have to believe that it's all worthwhile because our cause is just.
Okay, and that was The Pacific. It was released in 2010, has a rating of 18 plus because it's one of the most violent shows I've ever seen. There's a lot of swearing. It's just one of the craziest war films or series I think I've ever seen, maybe other than the other show that Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg do called Band of Brothers. If you think you can handle it, it's great. If you have HBO, watch it. If you can find it to rent or to purchase, I highly recommend it if you've never ever seen it. That's our 10th episode of What a Twist. I'd really like to thank you for watching. As always, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Have a good one.